Contingency period. Sellers, we're under contract. Now we're in business, and this is exciting, isn't it? But don't get too excited just yet. We now have to go through the contingency period. So what is a contingency? A contingency in an offer is when a buyer and seller have an accepted offer, but the final sale is contingent upon certain criteria being met. Contingencies typically fall under three major categories: inspections, appraisal, and loan approval. During the contingency period, the buyers had the time to do their due diligence and learn the ins and outs to the property. They usually have a home inspection, roof inspection, and they might even do other things like septic or sewer scopes. Appraisal is done during this time period by the lender, and full loan approval will be determined. The purchase contract is written with these contingencies in place and the time frame on which they are due. Typically, a contingency time period can be 7 to 17 days depending on what was negotiated between the buyer and the seller. Also, during these time frames, the buyer can back out of the home if they are not happy with what they discover on any of the reports, disclosures, or inspections. The buyer could ask for repairs to be done or a credit from the seller in lieu of repairs. We try to avoid this scenario by negotiating agreeable terms for both parties. Also, for some reason, if the buyer is not able to qualify for the loan or if the home doesn't appraise, the buyer can also back out. As a seller, you need to understand that if a home does not appraise for the contractual amount, the lender will only loan on the appraised value. If this happens, the buyer either has to come up with the difference in the amount, or we may have to negotiate a new purchase price that is agreed upon between the buyer and the seller. So I always advise my clients not to start packing their bags until all contingencies have been removed. Once they're removed, we will have a little relief and assurance that the home is actually going to close, and you should be moving soon. James E. Mountain Homes team, remember, we are your local mountain real estate experts.